Alright, what's good, YouTube? I got some content for y'all here today, and we are going to be replacing the speakers in the Escalade. I'm quite sure I'm down about one speaker. I think all of them are blown. I mean, they are about 20 some odd years old. And I think I only got tweeters. So we're going to start with a budget option just to get these replaced at Walmart, as you can see. And yeah, we are going to put some 6x5s in these doors, and hopefully that is going to bring back some kind of sound instead of just my driver door right about now. So stay tuned. Here go the intro, and yeah, let's go.
I know it's storming right now, we gon' see some better days. Back in the booth, and that's the only way I can meditate. Off the beans and lean, but thought process is hella straight. Went through some shit, had to peep, play and reevaluate. Past couple days, niggas been pushing me like hell. Got their ass beat mad, cause we ain't in the cell. Fuck, Lord, I need you, cause later call on dudes need help. Fighting with myself, still putting shit to rest.
Alright, so I am currently making my way to the auto center. I know it's somewhere back here in the back near all the bikes and shit, so yeah, I'm gonna cut y'all on when I get back there. I think my only options right now, because they don't have two of the 6x5s and the kickers or the Pioneers, I don't really want to run so budget that I'm running the Scotch. So I think since I see two of the 6x5s of the Sonys right here, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna run those. That way I can put them in the doors. So I'm gonna get somebody over here, you know.
A Walmart associate will be right with you.
Shit, it's gonna take forever. I'll cut y'all back on when they get over here. Alright, y'all, so as y'all can see, got the Sony speakers, got the wire strippers, and some tape. I even picked up some little tweeters. I'm gonna see what they sound like. And yeah, I'm gonna cut y'all back on when I get started working on the truck. Right about now, I'm about to get the hell out of Walmart and go find me something to eat. Also, leave a comment down in the comment section. Let me know how y'all like this new mic setup as far as like the full vlogging. I think I'm getting close. Alright, YouTube. Got the goods right. Currently headed back. Oh, well, yeah, currently headed back to the truck. Golly. I'm gonna look good over there in the lot by itself. Let's see. For real though, make sure y'all leave a comment down in the comment section. Let me know how y'all like this microphone setup. Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Testing, 1, 2. Golly. I tell you, them new tires help clean this thing up. Hopefully these speakers gonna put some sound into it. All right, y'all. We back in the Escalade, and let me just put y'all on some game real quick. Okay, the main reason I went and I got the cheap version, or just a little cheap set of 6x5s, is because I know that I'm building the channel and I'm building more as far as what I'm doing with my skills. I'm gonna start getting into fiberglassing and doing the doors and door pods and stuff like that. It's not shit that I can't do. It's stuff in which really I've just never sat down and went ahead on and done it. So along with me purchasing 2 sets of them 6x5s, what that's going to allow me to do is when it's time for me to update, or when I do decide that yes, now I want to go ahead and build a full door with actual pods in them, I will have 4 speakers already 6x5s, because I do know that I want to run some 6x5s. But I will have 4 speakers already set up to go ahead and start using for mock-up on the door and rendering, and then I can go purchase, you know, the bigger set of subs, or not so much subs, but the bigger set of speakers, components, however, that I plan on using in the doors, and that's going to allow me to, basically just save money instead of buying something right now that I may have to go ahead and already pre-mock up, and who's to say I may have to do some cutting or whatever with these, but at the same time, I know that I'd rather have a cheap set I can play around with and use in the future for, heck, any other little car I may buy or something that don't got speakers. That's a cheap set of speakers I can toss in there and have some music. So don't be afraid to, you know, shop, buy a little budget set in order to use for mock-up purposes, or heck, even use in the daily bill. I probably daily them for a few. They may last, heck, who knows how long. But right about now, all my Bose speakers are blown, and this is a reasonable upgrade. I didn't go dirt cheap. I didn't use just a Scotch brand or some, which I want to say completely off brand, but I got something I know at least I should have some kind of decent quality out of. So stay tuned. As I said, I'm about to go find something to eat right now. I'm hungry as hell. After I find something to eat, I will cut y'all back on when I actually got some door panels off, I'm doing some work. So yeah, here we go. All right, so I got the door panel off and I got the radio playing. I feel slight vibrations, but that speaker's doing nothing. So I'm about to cut y'all on once I get the other one mounted in place and see if I can get it going. Now the stock one came in some kind of shell like this. I don't know, because it don't look like this is gonna go in that shell. So I may have to hard mount it to the door right here. I ain't really too pressed on it because, as I said, I know for a fact I'm gonna end up making my own panels themselves. So this is just in there right now, you know, to give me some kind of sound. Because this shit here completely gone. Don't get nothing out of it. Also, trying to do things a little bit more professional here. It's kind of hard to do with one hand, but let's see. Get her on lined up in there. Will it strip it just right? Ah, clean strip. We just twisting this in for right now because I got the solder gun cutting away when I actually plan on doing it permanent. But yeah, I'm getting it mounted in, so I'll let y'all hear it. So something I ain't figured out with these Bose systems yet, and I have to do more research on this. The speaker is playing, but it's playing real low. So I got to figure out what's going on with that and why they want to play low. Whether there's some kind of extra amp that I need to get to them, but yeah, I've also swapped out tweeters in here before, and they play low like this. So either I'm gonna figure that out, or I'm just gonna end up having to hardwire everything anyway. So it ain't too much of a stress. I know I still got sound, but I don't like having to turn the radio up like that because listen how it sounds when I split to the middle. Like that Bose system is a lot louder, so I gotta figure that shit out. Alright, so since I knew the first time this wasn't gonna be a 100% permanent install, I just ran the typical electrical tape on it and got it going at the moment. Now I'm gonna be, oh no, not my light. Hold on. Now I'm gonna be going back through and I'm gonna be adding the butt connectors. This is gonna be once again another semi-permanent install because once I finally go permanent, I will be doing actual solder connections. But right now, the butt connectors is just gonna keep everything a little bit more firm. And I got another piece that I'm gonna add on with the butt connectors to make sure that this is done right and look a little better than what we got here. So stay tuned. Alright, YouTube, so I'm back in the Escalade, and as you can see, it's nighttime now. I'm still fooling around with it. I had to go back to the store, and here's what we got. 100 feet of speaker wire. With this thing having that Bose sound system in it, the only way to bypass it, and yeah, all of that, I'm just gonna end up running my wire straight from my head unit all the way out to my speakers, and I'm not too much worried about that set of wire just yet because I know that I can use that head unit wire for like outside sounds and things like that. But man, when I tell you all this damn research on this Bose system, like if certain things aren't plugged in the car, whether they work or not, if they are not plugged in, you will have issues. Like right now I got the door panel off. I had the what you want to say, window switch unplugged, and I went to go drive around the corner, all the lights are on the inside of the car, like just stupid shit like that. So yeah, I'm gonna bypass the system by running my speaker wire straight from my radio, and considering it's nighttime, I think I may try and go ahead and just tackle the front doors right now, because as I said, for the rear, well, like the rear and other things, I'm gonna have to do a little bit more planning, a little bit more writing it out to see exactly where things are gonna be equalized, considering what's gonna be running off of the, what you want to say, factory Bose system, and what's gonna be running off of the head unit itself. I do kind of expect the head unit to be a little less amplified than the factory Bose unit, but I'm fine with that. I just want even sound, at least like something even up front. So I'm gonna cut y'all back on after I get basically get started, I guess. Not so much tearing the dash apart, but at least getting the wiring ran from the door through the boot, you know, back into the truck. That's gonna be a little second. So when I get started there, I'll let y'all know. All right, so from what I gather, and of course this is gonna be different with every radio, I mean, I made sure to leave my schematic sticker right now here on the bottom. So that tells me basically everything and how it's wired. B3, B4, which are those up there, that's going to my right front speaker. So B3, B4, not the purple two, but it's going to be the silver two right here. I'm going to unplug these two from B3 and B4. And when I unplug them, I'm going to actually run the speaker wire here from those all the way to the door. But I think before I even do that, I'm going to test it on the speaker right here and make sure like this is the fix, that bypassing that amp and not something actually wrong with the speaker. Alright, so one thing I can see is it's not going to be that hard to run my own wires to this door. As you see, there got a hole right there on the inside of the door. And if I come right behind here, that little green wire right there where you see my finger flashing, that's where it connects in at. Can I get this camera over there? That's where it connects in at inside the car. All up there is where I can run my wire from the radio discreetly on into the door. So I'm gonna get started, getting the dash, popped off, and seeing which wires go where, and running the basically right front door speaker and get some wire over here. Alright, so as you see down here, I got a hard wire. I'm trying to keep it from touching each other. Give me a second. Yeah. Now that I got that hard wire though, they're not touching each other. If I unmute it, this speaker is gonna play at full volume. Alright, the reason it was doing. Alright, y'all, so as you can see down in here, I got my wire ran all up through my boot clean, and it's coming out on the inside of the car now, or truck. And I sort of got enough to go over to the dash. So now I'm going to do all my tuckage up through here in order to bring it over to the dash area right there. Make sure that wire ain't seen. Alright, so now that I got everything set down and I know what's going on here, the two negatives or the gray wires here will control this right front corner of the car. I'm going to end up running my wires from the radio all the way over to that corner because I know now that this works if I run it from the radio and bypass that factory amplifier. The way the factory amplifier is set up in these Bose systems, like if you don't use a certain impedance speaker and trick it to know that it's running this or that, you're going to have issues. As you seen earlier when I went to plug the speaker up, it was playing, but it was super, super low. Like it did not have an amp based off like the factory speaker did in the driver door. But now they're even because it's running off of this and or that. They have even enough sound to where when I run the other speaker in the driver door, they'll sound the same. But this seems to be the only way in order to really get around these GMT 800s, with the Bose system. Like you're gonna have to run wire straight from your head unit to that door, or I haven't tried, and I mean I won't know because I'm not gonna sit here and try it this way, but I think you may have to replace all of the speakers with the exact same models, frequencies and ohmages, just to ensure that like it tricks the system to think everything is okay. But I know me being a bass head and or music head, like I'm gonna end up having different stuff. As I said, you saying I got the typical tweeters in order to go in here just to add a little brightness, see what they're gonna sound like, play with them, have fun. But I also got Sony speakers that's going in here right now just to throw some in the doors. And eventually it'll be different speakers. Like we're gonna go bigger than these Sony 6x5s. This is mainly, as I said, just to go ahead, get some in here, get it playing, and then eventually when I start making the door panels, I can use all of these 6x5s to make little cuts and molds and actually see how they may sound and perform in a certain area. So stay tuned. I'm gonna go ahead now and I'm gonna start running the wire basically from this head unit down through the dash on into that corner over there where I showed you and out into the door. Alright, I ain't gonna lie, damn near tucked itself. Cause, oh shit, the harness in the way. Got the glove box. It closes with no issue. And I got the wire right here. So I'm also make sure I label this wire like right front. That way I know it's going over to the right front of the car. And I'm gonna wire it straight into the radio right here to the gray. And I'm also keep that gray connected for the factory harness or whatever. That way I know like at least the tweeters will work until I decide to replace them. And then when I do replace the ones up front like that, I'll just end up wiring them from the right front on their crossover up into the pillars. So this seemed like the way to, what you want to say, bypass the Bose system in all of the GM trucks. So stay tuned. I'll cut y'all on whenever I got the speaker mounted and possibly the tweeter. All right, YouTube. So that's going to be the final look of how it's going to go. It did tuck in the door, very perfect down there. I got a little wire showing right here for the tweeter, in which I only did that because it was easier to tuck up under the panel right here versus drilling a hole in the door just yet. Granted, as I said, I don't want to do my door panels, but if it ain't permanent, then I don't want to damage the panel because I really ain't trying to ride around with no crap ass panels at the moment when, as I said, I just wanted a little upgrade in order to get rid of the stock shit in here because at 20 years old, they all busted. So let me give y'all a sound test. Don't own the rights to this music. Please don't copyright me. It's just something I can't describe, but yeah, it sounds real clear over here out this area now. So I can already tell that those are an upgrade over the Bose, even with them being, as I said, cheap Walmart Sonys, the XS R16s. It's supposed to be like 540 watts or something. I don't really go on specs as far as that, too heavy with these Walmarts. As I said, I bought them for sizing and to use in order to cut up some panels later. But, oh, I'm pushing a CD changer down there, which I'm end up cutting that out, doing a mod on it later. So stay tuned. But I appreciate y'all watching. I'm going to go ahead, close up this right here. And I'm going to do the other door. And I'm going to cut y'all on and show y'all the final video when I got the front two doors done. I'll save the rear for like another video. All right, so I'm working on getting the driver's side done now. While I was in there, found this old ass shit. Went ahead on, snatched it out. That's what all that extra wiring was up under the dash that was looking stupid. So now that I got that out the way, it's a little bit cleaner up under here. But I'm gonna go ahead, as I said, get the speaker out, get the wire ran through the door and split it on off how I need. I ain't gonna really show y'all what it take to run some wire. I mean, you gonna have to figure that out based off your car, your truck, whatever other accessories you got. But essentially just go up through the boot. It is a way to disconnect that boot and make it a little easier so it's a straight shot. And after that, you just run it up through your dash. I'm gonna try and keep mine away from my steering column and stuff, of course, on the driver's side. But other than that, we already ran. As you see, I keep my wiring clean. You wouldn't even know, but I got some 0 gauge running back there now. I actually got to pull it out because I was removing that. But yeah, I'm gonna get this situated, get the speaker in this door, get the tweeter in this door. I'm gonna try and mount the tweeter a little higher now. Or I ain't really gonna focus too much on that. I get it somewhat in the same spot. As I said, I know it ain't permanent, but here we go. All right, YouTube, that's what I'm gonna wrap it up at for the day. I got the speakers installed in the front doors, all the wires ran and stuff. So eventually I'm gonna find some of that, what they say, non-copyright music, and I'm gonna cut y'all on, let y'all hear what the front sound like. It is beautiful though. I gotta say that. It is a lot brighter, a lot better sound, even though there's some budget speakers, so I can already tell when I actually run a full system through that, golly, it's gonna sound pretty nice. But yeah, I appreciate y'all staying tuned to the video, watching. You know, trial and error, you learn some. And I know in the future with these, just go ahead, be prepared to run it through the dash. Now that I know how to do it, it didn't take me no time in order to run the driver's side compared to doing the passenger side, just figuring it out. But that's the best way to do it. It gave me the sound in which I wanted. And yeah, I guess one of the next videos I shoot will be running the wires back towards the rear speakers, which I know I'll probably pull out the seat, center console and stuff for that just to make it easier. So I'm not fighting through a bunch of stuff, you know, trying to run up and down the side of the doors. I really don't want to run too much down the sides. I'd rather run it through the center and tuck it real clean. So with that being said, once again, I thank you for watching the video. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see y'all in the next one.